What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. In today's video, we're talking about, does your company need a website in 2024? I got a special guest here. Aaron's with me. Aaron, how's it going, man?
What's up, Justin? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Aaron, so with all the social media trends out there, right? We got TikTok, we got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got all these different things that are kind of, pulling our attention. Should we devote time to them? Why in 2024 are websites important when there's all these other avenues of, getting in front of people?
I think for local business, the website has stayed the cornerstone simply because Google exists and they're the main player, right? They're the main player to high intent leads finding your business, right? High intent meaning people who are ready to buy now. They search and they find your listing or your website, right, to call you. And you got to think of why this is the case. A lot of the social media trends, as you referenced, Justin, like TikTok and Instagram and some of the other places, these are not high intent environments. They are interruption based environments, meaning people don't go to TikTok to buy pressure washing services or landscaping services or really anything that you're selling as far as a service business. They go there to look at cat videos and the latest scandal in the media, the latest, political situation, whatever, and to glean and gloat over all of that nonsense. And then you interrupt them with a satisfying video of your business doing some satisfying cleaning and stuff, and they find it interesting. But I would be very interested to know, and I know the numbers, not a lot of those people convert from Instagram or from TikTok, or from especially TikTok. Like, people are not going, I need pressure washing service. And in fact, they live in New York City seeing your video and you're in Georgia, right? It's a big issue. The reason that a website is so important is because Google. See, when people go to their phone to search, what are they on? They're on Google. Google is the deal, and Google controls the ranking. And so for local businesses, Google still owns the game. It hasn't changed yet. I don't think AI is going to change it that much. If it does, it will be Google's AI. Um, ChatGPT is not changing this currently, as far as I would say probably within the next 5 years or so. So it's very important to have a website for your local business.
So, short answer, obviously, you need a website because the big overarching thought here is all these other places where you could be marketing your business are more interruption based marketing as opposed to Google being search or intent based marketing. So, I think that's beautiful, Aaron. If you guys need help building your website in 2024, check out Footbridge. We're going to leave them linked as the first link in the comment section and the description. You're actually going to be able to save $600 whenever you go through our link for the whole year. So, Footbridge is, obviously the website builder that we recommend because we've all had successful sites with it. Aaron, why do you prefer Footbridge over maybe building your own site? Because I think a lot of guys kind of struggle with that. I don't want to spend the money. I'd rather just maybe try to build my own.
Sure, I can understand how that could be appetizing, right, for the new guy. And I remember when I first got started, I had a little Wix site for probably the first 8 or 9 months of my business being out there. And it was just, it was basically, I was in purgatory on the third page, doomed forever over there. It was a bad situation. So I think people don't understand the way that a site is built and how the data is structured, and the amount of content on the site matters. When a lot of guys, they'll come out and they'll get a $35 a month Wix site, they'll have a roof cleaning page that has like 400 words on it, and it's like, not optimized for keywords. They'll have a pressure washing page that they made. It has 300 words on it and some little photos that they pop in there. And none of it is really keyword optimized because they don't have the software to understand what keywords, what long tail keywords, what a lot of these things they need to be targeting, especially for their local area. And then they may have a gutter cleaning page, right? And they've got 3 pages on this website. This is what I normally see when I go to the third page of Google in my area. And they're all these type of websites. Well, the main players, the big boys who are ranking in your area, all have a professional website done. The problem for years and years and years. And still now, look, Southeast Softwash just redid their site to the tune of about $80,000. So that's not something you need. That's an e-commerce structure. But for a local business, Footbridge just was able to, for lack of a better way of saying it, bridge the gap from robust data, a track record that Google loved. They've been in business since '04, with also the affordability of a young me who couldn't afford a $10,000 website or a $20,000 website build out. That was, as we find now, for local business, those big budget websites are not any better than a Footbridge. Footbridge really had it mastered because they don't go through WordPress. They don't go through any of the website builders. They actually have a proprietary data platform that they've built that they build their sites in. So they have a very unique thing over there, and they only do service businesses. So it was just the best of both worlds, you know.
Right. And so a lot of guys have had a ton of success with Footbridge. I'm going to show you guys those here in just a second, but we're actually going to give you guys if you're one of those people that likes to build their own website, we're going to give you some SEO secrets in this video. So hang out with us for a minute. I do want to share a couple of these testimonials just because like they're so prevalent in all of our groups in the inner circle. I know Aaron's got a group called Lean Mean Academy. Just guys who get in on Footbridge usually have a ton of success with it. So here we have a guy, Todd. He said second year in this. He actually upgraded his van, and he said he's getting a ton more leads off of Google. And he also recommends you get the Footbridge website. No, not one yard sign put out this year, all coming through Google push to the website. So he was able to upgrade his van just from the leads that he had coming in from Footbridge. Alex Hammond, another one, had a ton of success. Footbridge has started kicking in like crazy. I went from getting 3 to 4 calls a week to getting 3 to 4 calls a day, just like that. So he also has a CRM because he can barely keep track of everybody. Be sure to check out Quote IQ, second link in the comment section and description. But just another testimonial. Footbridge is badass, 4 months in, and I'm ranking number 1 in 5 cities and number 2 in 1. The big thing is all the things that Footbridge does kind of behind the scenes, and that's some of the SEO secrets we're going to look at here in a second. You got Gary here. Footbridge Media sucks. They got me all these commercial jobs. I even passed on a $70,000 contract to another company. Definitely don't need another year like this one. Kind of a running joke. I don't know if you want to explain it, Aaron.
It's just facetious. You know, we like to kind of make jokes. The problem here is that's huge, big checks that have come in here on the desk. And then we're like, why does Footbridge only cost $199 a month? And he's making all this money, you know, for guys who know marketing, right? Guys who understand how much you should be spending on marketing is usually 15% of the total revenue that you intend to make, right? You want to make $100,000. You need to be spending $15,000 in marketing to make $100,000 in revenue. You want to make $1 million. You need to spend $150,000 in marketing to make $1 million in revenue. That's usually the number. That's the number that I recommend. The joke here is that Footbridge costs $199 a month, and he made like $70,000. It's just, it doesn't add up. That's why it's funny.
Pretty incredible. And then so the last one I got here for you guys, Footbridge is awesome. A little over a year, and I'm in the top 5 for my area. Next year, top 3. One of the things I want to focus on before we get into the SEO secrets that we're going to share with you guys is just the fact that this is a little bit more of a long-term game. Aaron likes to say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. And your website is very similar. Aaron, you want to talk to that a little bit? Kind of like, it's not something that you build right now that's going to immediately reap rewards, but it's over time.
Sure. And this even goes for Footbridge, right? Right when they build the site, tomorrow you're not going to be ranking number 1. People won't know why that is because Google actually has a process in their algorithm that makes the process of understanding who and what you are take time. And this is actually adds to your benefit. Because, for instance, say you're a guy, you've had a Footbridge site for, say, 4 or 5 years. You're ranking number 1. You're cranking, dude. You're doing multiple 6 figures or even 7 figures like a Mike Turman, you know, and a new guy gets a website. And would it be fair if that new guy tomorrow passed you and went to number 1? No, it wouldn't. So Google tries to figure out how authoritative a website is, and that takes time. We say 8 months, 10 months, right? That's why getting the website done today is smart so that it can age through the season. We always have a running joke in the inner circle that year 2 hits different, right? Year two hits different financially than year one, and that's for sure. So you want to allow that a website to age. They call it aging the website. And what this is where Google is constantly crawling your website, trying to understand how authoritative you are on the subject. Now, they're not going to find that if you have a lack of content, if you have a lack of good data and the data is not structured properly in silos. We're going to go over a little bit of that here in a second. They're not going to find you authoritative. Therefore, they're not going to rank you high. When you get a Footbridge site, you kind of have a baby racehorse, right? Baby Secretariat or Seabiscuit. Y'all have seen the movie Seabiscuit, the racehorse, right? Where you have this perfect genetic racehorse. It just needs to be fed and it just needs to grow. And I guarantee you're probably going to win at least one Triple Crown simply because of the genetics of the website. It has all the potential to rank number one. And if you follow some of the instructions that Footbridge gives you, some of the stuff that I teach, you definitely will have the potential to rank up there at the top. Some of the websites that other guys have, the little $30 website, they're like a three-legged racehorse. They will never rank number one if you have guys like me with Footbridge sites in the game against it. Okay. So get your website done now to where you're able to allow it to age over this process.
Right. And the last thing we want you guys to do is think that we just went live to pitch Footbridge, but we're going to share with you guys some SEO secrets. So that way, if you're, doing your own website, you can start implementing some of this stuff yourself. Now, I'm going to share my screen real quick to kind of show you guys what we're going to be taking a look at it today. And it's specifically technical SEO, which is something that Footbridge does handle. And as you guys can see here, we have 3 different sections here. We're actually going to save some of these for another call. In this specific one, we're going to talk about technical SEO. So Aaron, you kind of want to lead us off and kind of walk through some of the things here?
So technical SEO is one of those things that a lot of guys on this call are never going to know about, and they never should know about it. Frankly, man, if you're running a wash business and you're trying to learn technical SEO, you're going backwards, right? Like this is not something that you should be handling. You should have someone handle this for you. But we're going to go over it. In case you're wanting to build your own website, you can saddle up for this process. So let's jump into it, Justin.
Absolutely, man. So first and foremost, we have crawlability. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm going to let you tell it, Aaron, because I think Google has robots that crawl your website, right?
They do. So you having a proper sitemap structured, right? A sitemap is basically all the pages. You have it. It has its own page. All right. So, all right. So guys, if you're going to just get Footbridge, then don't listen. I'm going to go into some technical stuff. So don't let this hammer you. All right. A sitemap is basically a page that has every single page on your website and how it is structured. So when Google sends what it calls its spider bots, they crawl your websites, right? And they crawl all over it. They read every single page. These bots know every piece of content down to not necessarily what photos are on the page. It can't currently read a photo and know what it knows, but that's coming, I'm sure, with AI. They will know what's in the photo. They know what the photo is labeled. They know all the footer contents. And so having a sitemap and ensuring the crawlability so Google can take that information and it can process it is key. If you don't have that page on your website, you're not going to rank well.
This is really funny for me because, anytime somebody says a Wix website, now I'm going to be thinking about all this. Well, how's the crawlability on that site? Oh, hell. I'm going to ask Wix real quick. Okay, so let's get into the next one. Crawlability is the first one. HTTPS, secure website. So I guess this is the security of your website, Aaron?
Right. So the HTTPS is basically a designation that your website is secure. It used to be an HTTP. If you don't have this, this label on your website, just another layer of security to ensure to Google, you're not going to rank as well.
Boom. Okay, sweet. And that's how the website is structured, the URL. I don't know anything about URLs. I don't know anything about websites. That's why Aaron's my go-to with regards to all this kind of stuff. XML sitemaps. I mean, come on, Aaron. What is all that about?
So basically, this would be a page on your website that looks like a bunch of data. Okay. And when I hit up Footbridge years ago, I said, hey, I need my XML sitemap, my feed, as I would call it. Basically, it looks like just a blank page if you go to it. It's put it this way, it's not a blank page. It's a page that has no photos, no nothing. It just has words. Like just every single piece of data that's on your site, they will provide that. Now, that needs to be channeled into an XML sitemap. They have a software that does that. So every single page you add to the site, it populates the sitemap. So it's very easy for them. But this is another piece of the crawlability of technical SEO that Google is going to read all of that data and judge where they should rank you.
When Aaron talks about some of this stuff, I just go to sleep because there's no, I'm
Guys,
not
if
gonna.
you want to like make it easy, all right, like if you want to make some of this stuff understandable, a big overarching theme here is how readable to Google. It's not the photos and all the pretty stuff that a lot of people think. All right. Carly Kloss, I remember she was advertising Wix. She was a supermodel, man. She got a lot of you guys to bite on Wix because she's a supermodel advertising Wix everywhere. It's not how it looks. Okay. It's not necessarily how it looks that determines how it's going to rank. That's a piece of it, but a very small piece. A lot of what we're talking about right now is the data structure behind the scenes that you can't see, which determines ranking.
Okay, perfect. Now, Aaron, is this a religious term? Canonicalization?
It dang sure is if you're wanting to rank.
Canonicalization.
Yeah, using the canonical tags, that's another piece. I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
But Footbridge takes care of that as well.
Just for anybody wondering what the hell that $199 a month is, this is Footbridge takes care of all this kind of stuff here. So, like we said, guys, we're just giving you some extra things that you can focus on if you're building your own site. Site maps, canonicalization. I can't even say that.
There it is.
Robots.txt file can be
Right.
used to control which page on a website are crawled by search engines.
So yeah, they're going to determine what is in that robot.txt file. And that basically that allows you to tell Google which pages you want crawled. If you want to omit certain pages from being crawled from Google, you would put those in the robot.txt file and you would determine which ones should or shouldn't be crawled by them.
Excellent. Okay. Structured data, implementing structured data in the form of schema. Yeah, markup can help search engine better understand the content of a page. Okay. So yeah, this technical SEO is all about Google understanding and finding and being able to document the page, right, within their archives.
Sure. So, the structured data, how do I say this? A lot of people want to start a silo with a major level keyword and usually a geographical tag, right? Like pressure washing Nashville. Okay. And then what do we put underneath of that in those silos? Okay. All of this stuff doesn't have to be handled by you, is what I'm saying. But if you are going to do this, you need to know how to structure a proper silo to where the schema is right. All this web dev stuff. All right. So you need to know what pressure washing services will be at the top. And then what would be under that? Probably concrete cleaning services, probably house washing, probably, what else can we do? Brick cleaning. You could go down the list of different keywords that would support that upper level categorical name.
I think a good analogy for this is exactly why I don't do my own taxes, because I'm not getting into the tax code. And this feels like exactly like what that is. I don't care how many TurboTax they put in front of me, or if they get Shaquille O'Neal on there telling me about it. Redirection. So implementing proper redirects such as 301s, they can prevent and ensure users for broken links, right?
Broken links can kill your SEO. Okay. Broken internal links, broken photo links, broken links in general are just kind of if you got too much of that going on, it can just ruin your authority, right? Because Google is crawling this entire website and they're going to actually go through all of those links and trace where they all go. They do that. So if you have a link on your website and it goes to another page on your website, Google tracks where that link goes. Their robots do all of that. So, making sure that you have no broken links to like a 404 page or an error page or an old page that's not up anymore is something that is key in maintaining the integrity of the site as a unit in its authority to Google.
Okay, beautiful. Once again, if you guys want Footbridge to do all this for you, check out the first link in the comment section description. If you got a Wix site, make sure you're taking some notes. I'd write all this down. There's 2 other pages. We're going to cover these in different videos, but there's 2 other pages of things. Page speed. Why is page speed important, Aaron?
Page speed is probably one of the most important things of 2022, 2023, 2024, right? Like page speed, people know that if a page takes longer than 3 seconds to load, people bounce, people leave. Like the Amazon mentality of humans nowadays for instant gratification, the microwave ability of everything, people want it to be instant. And so if page speed is off, people will bounce off of your website. Why? Because the page is taking too long to load. I don't know if y'all have ever been to anyone's website before. You're trying to buy something from someone and their page is taking too long to load. I'm gonna tell you, I get impatient. I hate to say it, I do, but I get impatient. I bounce off the page because if the whole site experience is that way, that's going to be a tough day. I'm not going to spend 15 minutes on a site for what should have taken 2 minutes. So page speed is everything. Now I have had Footbridge run interference for me multiple times where my photos that I wanted to add to my page were so high definition, right? Because I have a nice camera and I like to use it, but the photo size, the size of the photo itself, the file size was too big. They were like, no, this is not going to work for page speed. We need to compress these photos. We need to compress them way down without losing resolution. So they would run interference for my idiocy a lot of times in helping maintain the page speed of your site. That's just going to keep people on the website longer if the page speed is high.
And we talk a lot about friction with regards to how frictionless can we make the interaction between ourselves and the customer in order to get a sale. And this is one of the things, page speed. You want to make sure that they're able to have a good experience. Mobile responsiveness, ensuring that a website is optimized for mobile devices. I mean, that's something that people don't even think about. So you have to double optimize. Not only does it have to look good on web, but also it's look good on the phone, right, Aaron?
There's a lot of like, even the cheaper website builders will try to optimize for mobile because mobile is the majority of traffic nowadays over desktop for sure. But maintaining that continuity between the site on what you want displayed on the mobile site and what you don't want displayed, where are the call to actions for those people to easily call you, where are the buttons placed for mobile responsiveness. I know Footbridge has always been really good at having clear call to actions, very prominent at the top, so that customer doesn't have to look to call you. They don't need to search. There's no like chat stuff, clogging up the page speed or clogging up that mobile responsiveness. It's a very clean look and it's very optimized for conversions when it comes to page speed.
I love that. And then the last one, obviously, we got broken links here. I mean, that's something that, like you said, was a huge killer of SEO, right? The broken links on the page.
A lot of people have more broken links than they could ever imagine. I have a software called Ahrefs, and it goes through the whole website and it finds all the broken links. And your site can deal with 1 or 2 broken links, not to main pages. But if you start having 50, 60 broken links to old pages or old websites and stuff that you're sending these links to, it really can start degrading the authority of the website, your website as a whole, which in turn will cost you Google rankings, which in turn will cost you leads, cost you revenue down the line. The whole goal here is to, guys, listen, the whole goal is for you not to really think about this unless you're wanting to build your website. You need to know this well, but you as a contractor shouldn't have to focus on this. It took me, I'm going to tell you, when I first got started, I had the Wix site and it just wasn't ranking and it didn't rank. I gave it a solid year until I found a guy in New Jersey who had a beautiful website. This is the story. He had these beautiful NPR trucks, cab over trucks, built out rigs, man. He had 2 of them. And he was owning the area. I searched the areas around him and he was owning the area with the SEO. And I just reached out and I said, hey man, who are you using for your website company? And he sent me to Footbridge. The rest was history. When I figured out it used to be $249 a month, which I was paying. Now it's $199 for you guys to go through the Quote IQ deal. But we just wanted to make this video for you guys to understand some of the website secrets, some of the stuff. Maybe if you're thinking about building your own site and you don't know it yet, you need to tap into, maybe rewind this video, tap into some of the things that we touched on, learn that stuff. If you're not interested in doing that, you just want to wash, you just want to do landscaping like me, right? You want to do the things that you do every single day in your business and not have to worry about this stuff. Go ahead and click that link below and give Footbridge a call. Justin, where you at, bro? I can't hear you.
Another analogy.
I missed some major nugs, man. Go back to it. Go back.
Hit him again. I didn't want to interrupt you because it was so beautiful, all the SEO secrets we were giving away. But another analogy is like with investments, right? Even with the TurboTax thing, I'm not going to study the tax code. I don't want to study the tax code. With investments, you could go through and you can watch all the videos on what the biggest stocks are and what the news is, and you could buy and trade the news. What is your time worth at the end of the day, right? There's more liability in me trying to trade my own stocks to get a return than me just putting my money in a mutual fund that I know is going to return, a certain percentage over the course of time. And I think it's the same thing with the Footbridge site. What is your time worth? I mean, is it worth, less than $199 a month to have to learn all this, to have to go through the site, to have to build all these things out? So that's why we're making these videos. This video, check out Footbridge down in the comment section and the description. But my personal time is worth much more than trying to figure out all this stuff, man. This stuff is crazy.
Yeah, you get to decide, right? Like you're showing the difference between a stock trader, like somebody on the floor, somebody who's day trading, versus like somebody who wants the benefit of investing, right? I think a guy has to weigh out. Does he want to become a web developer? Like, does he want to do that? Or did he start a pressure washing company? When you get home, I'm telling you, and you smell like bleach, the last thing you feel like doing is optimizing page, site maps for Google and going through all of the stuff that you and me may never be as good as them at. So say you saddle up for the next 5 years of DIYing it. What did that cost you that first 4 years of you just being not knowing what you're doing? Right. So offload it to somebody who's been doing it for 20 years this year. They've been doing it for 20 years and allow them to handle it at a very affordable rate.
Boom. Todd Catchall says, I just got another Footbridge lead this morning. Let's go 2024. If you're in the inner circle, these guys are like we have the most six-figure earners in the industry. Todd Catchall actually did $100,000 his first year with his pressure washing business, which was this year. And he did it in like a very short time span. But like a lot of the people in the inner circle want the fastest way to success. And through Footbridge is that way. So Footbridge Media also paints pressure washing. He's in the inner circle. I'm Hofbar. I'm pretty sure he's in the inner circle as well. He's also got a Footbridge site. So anyway, check it out. First link in the comment section description. Save $600 on your first year. Anything else we want to add to this video, Aaron? Obviously, websites are important.
I think it's it. Websites are important. And I think you have to decide how valuable your time is and what do you want to become. Look, if you're a guy who wants to get out of the landscaping, pressure washing service industry game and you're wanting to learn SEO and web dev, then maybe some of this stuff is valuable for you to just dive into. But I will tell you, man, like learning it will take you into the wee hours of the morning. And as a business owner who does pressure washing, I just don't think that's a great investment of your time. Allow a professional to handle it.
I think there's other places. One other question before we wrap, Aaron. Vincent wants to know, I have a cleaning business that specializes in cleaning Airbnbs. I know this is a pressure washing video, but do you handle that also? Or does Footbridge handle that?
Yes. So any type of service business, right? They don't do, say you had a festival, they don't do those. If you had a local restaurant, they didn't handle that. But what you do, you have a cleaning business. And so they would be able to handle that as well. Make sure you mention Quote IQ when you call over there so you actually get the deal. Otherwise, they will charge you $249 a month. This is $199. So they will handle that. Cleaning businesses, HVAC. I like to kind of put it over an umbrella that says if a truck leaves your house or leaves your office and goes and does a thing, they handle that. Okay. So service industry businesses is all they do.
Boom. If you guys got some value out of the video, leave a like on it. Aaron, every guest that comes on the channel has to pick the word of the day. What would you like the word of the day to be?
SEO.
Dude, you didn't hit him with it, dude. The word of the day.
What? Dude, because I have one loaded up. You know what I
SEO.
mean?
If you guys made this for the video, comment down below. SEO will hashtag your real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Until next time, hustle hard, get that money, baby.
Peace.
Peace.